B-PEP, Black Political Empowerment Project, and founded with my friend Valerie Dixon, who unfortunately died a year ago, June 3rd, so I still miss and talk to her every once in a while. We co-convened the meetings, took 13 months to produce our first document of about 70 pages. We had 300 plus people in the creation of this process. Danielle King, who's dealing with her little ones, she has 2 6-year-old twins, will be coming in shortly to co-facilitate this conversation with me. So we appreciate you all being here. So why don't we say who we are, where we're from, who we're with, why we're here, what we think might be possible. And after we go through this, you'll understand that there are more possibilities than that. So Tiana, you want to come sit over here at that seat, if you will? And the gentle persons, would you also pull up another chair in case somebody else comes in? You can sit here if somebody may need that chair if someone else comes in. Thank you very much. Sister Barb, why don't we start with you? You're also one of our founding members of the Greater Pittsburgh Coalition Against Violence.
Well, he already introduced me. Sister Barb, part of CAB and also B-PEP, participate in CEIR. So I've been committed from the beginning.
All right. She was here when we started writing the document. Okay.
Kevin Cash, I'm a newbie and just interested in all that is happening. Here with you good people.
Appreciate your
B-PEP, so on and
enthusiasm.
so forth. Thank you.
Don't forget, when you're hungry, just go up and get something and keep moving. We got some fruit, we got some cheese and crackers, something reasonably healthy, and water. HP.
Man.
We'll go past HP and come back. Tavion. Sorry, I got you, man.
How you feel? Tavion, Kevin Smith, recently got appointed as an at-large member at NAACP. Also is a part of Allegheny and Whitehall Democratic Committee. Help everybody out a little
Excellent, appreciate it.
Brittany Smalls, Western PA lead regional organizer of Black Voters Matter Fund, based out of Georgia, cover Allegheny County, Cambria, Erie, and Beaver County.
You got a pretty good area.
Absolutely.
Sarah Collins, B-PEP member, board member for Commission Human Relations, Pittsburgh Public Transit, Pittsburgh Food Policy Council, and Executive Director of Nine Junior Enterprises.
Thank you.
You don't wear enough hats.
Right.
Nyota?
Nyota Robinson, first secretary for B-PEP, general all-around volunteer. Been here over 2 decades now. Exactly name the number, but long enough to know this is the original partner. Welcome, everyone.
And for the minutes, it is not. But anyway, we personally pay for new carpet. You want to introduce? Who did I make? HP, you ready?
Yeah, I've done eating crackers. Crackers and cheese. HP Jackson, Howard HP Jackson, Black Political Empowerment Project. I've been a volunteer for years, and I'm a B-PEP.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Just for those who may be looking online, we a lot of work done through B-PEP, the Coalition Against Violence, and Corporate Equity Inclusion Roundtable. Just on a call, coming in here with one of our corporate equity members, who is helping me write a response back to the county on their response back to us from the meeting in June 13th, which was a positive response, and we want to keep that moving and get some work done. We just had a text from Sheila Holmes, who was trying to get here or watch us on television. So if somebody wants to see what that says, if there's anything we can know, we can do that. So what we are going to do tonight is something we've been working on for quite a while. This, for those of you at home, this is the document from which the work tonight is based, or on which the work tonight is based, the Coalition Against Violence document. We also have an executive summary that people can look at that gives you a quick summary. In terms of tonight, I'd rather folks keep this summary handy, because in the left side, as you open it, we'll be looking at those subjects. So keep this part open for tonight's conversation. Okay? What we've done for the last several months, Roy Blankenship Jr., who's our Peace Summit coordinator and community organizer, who's on vacation right now, and one of our newer members who came in a few months ago. We've been working for quite a while on creating what we call a curriculum for action. What does that mean? We have a document that none other than Mark Boreal has called one of the most comprehensive in the country, the second edition. That's before he got the third edition. And we're proud of that. But it doesn't mean anything if nobody's utilizing the document. And for those of you who don't know, the document, every section starts out in a verb in bold. We did that on purpose. Sister Barbara, remember that way back. Matter of fact, Reggie Roberts was one of our first members.
For hours until we get the right word.
We'd have to get the right verb. Someone would have an idea. We would say, Valerie Dixon and I would say, that's a great idea. How do we start it with a verb? So we had an intention that the document would, all of the strategy would begin with verbs, meaning we wanted to put this into action. What we've done with the work that we've done the last few months is go through this document and actually create a number of questions, dialogue questions, that follow each section. What we have now is a manual about this thick that the three of us will have, and Shayla Holmes, who's agreed to be a backup to us at times, who was our Peace Summit coordinator, she's got back in town yesterday. And then when we have a co-presenter from the community, from one organization, the partners from B-PEP, you'll have that workbook, and you just go, it has a tab in it, numbered, and you'll go to that section and you'll see the strategies, you'll see the questions, the dialogue questions that follow. So that's what we've worked on and put together. And what we want to do tonight is just share with some of you and those online to get a sense of what we've done, why we've done it. And the why, let me share with this, the why we've done it is the document, if you just go through the document, you can see all these verbs and all these strategies. The neat thing about the strategies, none of them is more than 3 sentences long. They're like 1 to 3 sentences. So if we have a conversation, and what we did, we highlighted certain strategies in each section. That's what we did with the curriculum for action, and then added these dialogue questions afterwards. But you can see from this, there's no way to go through all that material easily. So what we've done is try to make it more simple for us who might be presenting at summits, and also encourage people from the community possibly to partner with us to help at events, even to bring items in such as the food tonight, or help hand out the pizza when we have pizza events with the kids, whatever it is, or with the adults. So that's our background. We started the coalition in response to the fact that we were beginning to have one of those moments. We had too many murders of black people in Pittsburgh. And around this year, we being the Pittsburgh, the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, was noted as the top in the area, in the nation, with regard to what we call black-on-black homicide. This is the black-on-black homicide rate. Some people have a problem with that issue, but whatever you want to call it, black people were killing black people. We didn't like it at B-PEP. So we decided to have this press conference in 2004. Out of it, Paradise Gray from One Hood called and said, do you mind if One Hood helps facilitate or helps call the press conference? I said, absolutely, if not, that would be great. We had a packed house down at Hill House in the auditorium, in the entryway. I think we had about 55 people or so that came out. We had so many people, we couldn't have all these people. So I said, you can come and share your thoughts on why you're upset about violence with so many people. Wow. We couldn't have all these people. So we tried to work that out in a politically correct way. I think nobody beat us up, so I guess we did okay. But that led to 50, what was it, 58 sections, 55 sessions in 13 months. And we led to the first document being created. And we also have a comment at the beginning, we didn't take that out, a message from Valerie Dixon and from me. It was in 2007 when the Commonwealth described us as a Commonwealth, as #1 in the nation with regard to black homicide rate. And February 8th, 2007 was when we had the press conference. And that led to, now at the time, February 8th, 2007, we had no idea we were going to lead to what we had led to. But we had led to it, and there you go. So I'll let you catch your wind. We are just summarizing. So as I said, in this book are 833 strategies. And I used to kid Valerie Dixon, our co-convener and vice chair of B-PEP for many years, that I said, you must have been bored one night, because she went through and counted. That's how we came up with 833 strategies.
She counted it all.
And the 38 sections. So that's how that happened. So the young lady who's just coming in, that said she has 2 little ones that keep her busy at 6 years old. They just hit 6. What, a couple months ago or so.
Twins, 2 months, right?
Twins.
Yes, sir.
And they just hit 6, what, 2 months ago?
Yes.
So, yeah, so there you go. You want to hand those out now or later? Appreciate it. So, we are just, I went through all this first part, so you're fine. And for those of you who are watching us on the screen, and yeah, that's a little different than the agenda, so don't get them confused.
Okay, all right.
It's related to the agenda. Okay? Is everybody good over there? Thank you very much. All right, thank you. All right. Appreciate it. Make sure. Appreciate that. Now, what I wanted Danielle to do, if you have any other comments on this part you made, but we're getting to where you were going to comment yourself. She runs another program that deals with violence. You can share your own background. And on June 19th of this year, she had a presentation at 1 o'clock in the afternoon at Duquesne University. I happened to watch it on Zoom, or on whatever, Zoom, I guess. And about an hour and a half later, the professor who was chairing the committee came out and pronounced her as now having a PhD. Wow. So let's give her a hand. And
Dr.
so now you can introduce yourself, otherwise, and the operation and how this work ties into you directly and personally.
8 years ago. It's a 3-year program, but it started in 2017 and got pregnant. And 2019, so yep, here we are. But thank you everybody, welcome, HP, which I know, right? But I'm Dr. Danielle King. I serve as our violence prevention, peace and violence prevention advocate. And I also serve as the director of Safe Passage. It's a city program under the GBI programs of gun violence, initiatives, violence prevention. So I serve as the director of Safe Passage, which belongs to Operation Better Block. So we now work with Safe Passage. We are stationed in Pittsburgh Public Schools. We have a MOU, which is a memorandum of understanding between PPS, the city of Pittsburgh, and a nonprofit organization. So that's the first time something like that has been done. So what we do is we have community members. It's part of our safety model that we believe that community members being present in the schools ultimately changes behaviors, because these community members understand historical trauma, generational trauma of the communities that the schools sit in. So we have community members serving as Safe Passage coordinators in our schools, and our schools are Older Dice, Bashir, Obama, UCRAC, Westinghouse, Perry, and hopefully we take on some more schools. And we recruit and enroll students to become safety ambassadors. And we pay these safety ambassadors $200 a month for them to be the change agents in their school. So we teach them our safety model, which is detect and interrupt violence, identify and treat, change community norms, and then we extended that model by adding a fourth pillar called providing identities, because we believe providing them with positive identities, showing them, exposing them to different things, setting higher expectations, we can ultimately get some change behaviors. We had a heck of an impactful year last year. We're going into year 3. And we paid 94 safety ambassadors between all of the schools.
Nice.
And yeah, they were getting paid $200 a month. But they were also getting exposure to different workshops. We took a few students to Seattle, to the Cities United conference, where they got to talk to leaders in violence prevention across the nation. And it was like some of their first time on the plane. So now they're like, this is what I want to do. You know what I mean? So, so I say all that to say we're doing some amazing work in the schools. We're partnered with a lot of the community organizations that the city, that the city has, and just it's a blessing and an honor to work along these organizations who have been here long before we had, and just kind of like learning and collaborating with everybody. So my work is all intersections.
Why don't you get those church stands, those Martin Luther King stands?
We need to open up the door, but it needs to be agreed.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay.
You're
So
doing
Miss-
great.
Oh, thanks, HP. So Mr. Tim wanted me to talk about, I guess my direct experience with the work that I do. So I was born and raised, represent all day Manchester, 15233. I love the hill, but yeah, Manchester all day. So growing up in the Manchester neighborhood, certain you guys don't know, but there was a lot of generational historical trauma, gang activities. At one point in time, I had family members who contributed and to violence and lost their lives to violence. So it kind of like puts me in the center of things as to how can I support. Also being a single mom of 2 black boys in Pittsburgh has definitely changed my perspective of the role of the family with our kids, and how I always laugh because I'm like, I know I come at things with this kumbaya approach, like, man, let's do this together, but I understand there's politics and issues and stuff like that. But ultimately, my goal is to create a generous space for the communities, the schools, and the families to, build stronger and safer communities. So that's why.
So what you have there is the executive summary. The folks in this room we hope are going to work with us actively, because we don't hand out the books to everybody, we hand out these. So those who really get some work done, you're welcome to have the full book, otherwise the executive summary. You want to share in terms of item D on your agenda under 2. That is helpful there, Madam Chair. Thank you.
You can carry this one.
Yeah.
Instead of doing that.
So, I'm
They all have the executive summary asking to keep this page open. Keep this page open. That's on the immediate side as you open your executive summary. Okay, go ahead.
So, we wanted everybody here today because we value your expertise and all the hard work and support that you pour to the community that we belong to. And we want to kind of we want to do this work together. So, and I apologize for being late and having to do this child care type. But I want to know where, I guess, everyone's expertise lies and how does it align with the strategies for change and how we can create these opportunities for you all to present your expertise and knowledge to the community. Like, we want to educate the community as much as possible on these strategies, but from the mouths of the experts. If that makes any sense. So, I don't know, did you already do the introduction?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Where's the notebook that people were signing in on? Where's that? Where's that? All right, now, what we want to do on this piece, as you look at the inner part of this, as you look at that, we'd like you to go back, and if there's an interest area that you think you would assist in presenting or just attending, and what we're going to do, we're looking at the 13th of September, by the way, the Peaceport, and maybe the 18th, we're going to get back of October, where we present to the Peaceport community an actual overview of the whole document, the first session, we agree. And then on the 18th of October, we'll go by whatever sections they pick out that we want to go through our action curriculum based on the document itself. So if you can look at this, and Mariota, would you hand that book back to people? And if there's an area or two, you can just start back at the bottom of wherever she is on that book and say your name and say the area or areas of interest that you think you would be interested in either being present at when we present to assist in whatever way we need to help pick up food in advance if we're going to have food, assist in handing items out, or assist actually in helping with the presentation itself.
So I did place a framing question for everyone.
Okay. You can use the legal pad for that purpose. Just put your name, you already have your information, what areas you may want to be in. Just put at the top of that, if you would, strategy areas. And that'll be fun. Don't forget we're on this conversation. So we can't have sidebar conversation during this. So we have to remember we're talking to everybody.
Mainly, one is like the anti-bullying strategy with that peer pressure, especially with the youngsters. Okay, you know, and I think that's a big target because you need a mentor, somebody to encourage them to have some kind of spirit that is, you know, instead of being redirected, and they have fear when they be with their classmates and etc. You know, that bullying and the peer pressure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What we may want to do while you're looking at this, you want to open this up for a minute, and we'll go to how we're going to utilize what we've done with the, how did you plan out the template?
Yes.
You want to go look at that first? Before we go to an example? The manual, I guess it is.
So I did, but I handed out, which you guys passed around, the Coalition Against Violence Peace Summit presentation template. So I just created, and you can change it however you like. If you choose to join us in presenting on a topic of your choice that aligns with your expertise, you can follow this Peace Summit presentation. So,
What is read out loud to the people online? Just quickly go.
So the presentation template, it just basically serves as instructions for you as a presenter. So It says, as a presenter, you will review the assigned subject matter, conduct research on the topic, include a review of the CAD, Coalition Against Violence Strategies, community document, and then structure your presentation using the template below. Your goal is to educate, engage, and inspire action by exploring the issue, discussing its impact, and guiding participants through reflection and solution building. And I have just an example that I did, because I plan to present on the role of the family, just because I see that as a
Big deal.
yes, my goal is we gotta get these villages back where they were. Yes, so that's something near and dear to my work.
That's going to impact everything else.
But I did have, like I said, the template. So you would choose the subject matter that aligns with the strategy, right? And you could create your own title. And you would clearly state the CAB strategy that's being explored.
Again, they'll say what cabinet is.
Yes, the Coalition Against Violence, Strategies for Change, Building More Peaceful Communities. It's all from this document. So if I say the CAB document, it's so you would, of course, explore your strategy and provide the excerpt that is, speaking about the strategy that you choose. You would share your name, your role, and your connection to the topic.
These are microphones on the side.
Working with the students, I have learned that storytelling is a big piece of not just our culture, but it's just life, right? And these students, when you tell them stories, especially because we were all young once, right? And we think that we just got life figured out. And talking to these students and sharing our stories, being transparent and vulnerable with them, it's almost like I don't know, like some of their facial expressions be crazy, like, dang, you went through that. Like, damn, yeah, you know what I mean? So I just feel like it's such a reference point, and it sticks. Like, I'll remember somebody's story, more than, I'll remember somebody's story. So I feel like providing a compelling story or statistic or both would definitely help illustrate the significance of the issue. And then explain why the subject is a matter of social justice and how it impacts our communities. The second piece of the presentation is making sure that the audience understands the issue. So providing risk factors and contributing factors. So, and I put in for risk factors like systemic barriers, economic disparities, exposure to violence, and then contributing factors like lack of access to resources, education, or community support.
So you want to show them how we've done this with the book. This is now our manual. That we won't be giving you the manual, but we'll have a backup manual. But we want to share what she's done is give an example of what she's going to do here.
So we've been putting this together, and this is still coming along. We have all of the. What you got to say, Will? So we
those
just
online
basically
don't pay attention.
We understand.
Them mics are picking the whole table.
Picking the whole table. That's all right.
So we understand that the CAV document is lengthy, but it has so much rich material. So we decided to package it together in a Tim Stevens manner. And so we have a table of contents. It's beautiful. Okay. And then you go straight to, so what was your focus, HP?
The bullying.
The bullying. So, okay, let's go to our beautiful table of contents. Number 1, anti-bullying. Okay. Boop. Anti-bullying strategies, right? It comes with basically just like an overview, summary. And then
Danielle created those summaries with each section that we have in bold.
And then Bullying has become a serious problem in our schools, as evidenced in the statistics below. This behavior takes on different forms, blah, blah, blah. Why anti-bullying strategies are necessary? Every 7 minutes, a child is bullied on the school playground, and most of the time, no one intervenes. Like, these are really important, impactful,
Occurrences.
facts, and yes. So then, once you've had your conversation, you go to the back, and now there are some thought-provoking questions to discuss with, with your group. So, general awareness and opinions. We can ask, what do you think bullying looks like today? And of course, it looks a lot different from when we were in school, because now you can get bullied 24 hours a day.
24 hours with internet,
except
with the
for the
internet.
7 hours you was in school.
That's right.
Yep. So, so
Want
this
to
is what
mention
we.
the titles, the section,
Oh,
the
yeah.
section about?
So there are general awareness and opinions questions. There's personal experience and exposure. So like a question from there will be, have you ever experienced or witnessed bullying either in person or online? And I think conversations break down barriers and kind of create some transparency. And then it talks about social media and cyberbullying. What kinds of bullying do you see most often on social media? And then it talks about prevention and solutions. So like a call to action. But we've done this with every section. And yeah, just kind of like a quick go through.
So the neat thing is, with those subsections and those questions, it doesn't mean you would read every dialogue question, but you look at it. I mean, if you're presenting, obviously you'd be looking at that in advance, and you may highlight certain ones that you particularly want to. What we've given you is an array of dialogue questions from which you can choose. You can make up your own, but we probably won't have to if you look at the questions that follow. And again, every section in the book, just for fun, somebody holler out another piece of that. Don't go with A, go something else. Something quick. Somebody holler out.
Teen dating violence.
Teen dating violence, let's go with
Let's
that.
go with teen dating.
Tierra said teen dating, you like to tease, I guess.
So that's 30.
We went to the-
Hold up. Teen dating violence. Effects.
Number 31, so they're all numbered
Yes.
with the index.
Teen dating violence affects many young relationships, often unnoticed. Educational healthy relationships is essential for prevention. Intervention strategies must empower teens to seek help safely. And this is a trend that we're seeing in the schools also, is teen dating violence.
And on the streets as well.
Yes.
Can we get an executive?
You let another
Yep.
executive, sir?
So, and Mr. Tim and I did some summits together
Yeah.
at the schools that I work at, and we had a good turnout of students and a great participation from the students also. Like,
They were very interactive.
yes, they were. So, I feel like these conversations and these presentations are necessary, and I truly believe that the community will be receptive. We might be talking about what people are thinking.
They were good questions and good conversations, and
So,
people
A lot
don't
of
talk
people
about
sick
this
and tired.
problem. People
what
don't
other
talk
time
about
they
it.
speak?
So, and I-
What were you saying, Tierra, so they catch it on the,
I said
this is
there-
being live streamed and it'll be up on the
I said
website
these are
later.
very important questions to ask. I said, and people don't talk about them. I said, that's the main problem. I said, people need to be taught how to talk about this stuff at home. And if they're taught how to talk about this stuff at home, a lot of the stuff that our children are going through and suffering from can be prevented. So, and I think it just needs to start somewhere, and this is a good place for it to start.
Absolutely.
I've been through the teens 4 times. So,
You went to what?
I've been through the teens 4 times.
Oh, you mean your
With my
kids?
children,
Oh,
yeah,
my.
and I'm a foster parent, so I've been.
And a foster parent.
Yeah, I've been
You're
a
a busy
foster parent,
person.
that's right.
And she's a great volunteer.
Yeah.
I just hit my last teen, who's 13. So
Okay.
now I got my grandkids.
Okay.
So it's
What-
important.
What we have under number 4 in your agenda, did we
Sorry.
skip 3?
Nope, I'm sorry. No, you were right. That was me. I apologize.
We're trying to make sure we get everything done we need to while she's with us. we have all this work that 300 plus people did. Valerie Dixon and I facilitated the conversation. We didn't write the document. Whoever was, like a table like this. We usually had 2-hour sessions. We had 2 Saturday sessions for 5 hours. We were really trying to get this thing done. And as I said, later on, we decided we needed LGBTQI community and another piece on women, violence against women and girls. Although we did have teen dating violence already and domestic violence. When I met with the Women's Foundation, they thought we needed to expand the piece on it. So we added it, and then we have, I believe it's 38 sections now that we covered. And what happened was, Sister Barbara, we kept going back. What else? What else? And Lois Tony McClendon was a woman who literally wrote this out. I called her the most patient person in the world because we would go back and say, well, let's change that a little bit, da-da-da-da-da. And I write, Sister Barb, give us a little background from, because you were there from the beginning. Make this real. And then we want to hear from you guys as to, if you go to B and A and C and all this, how your lived experiences, either personally or people you know within your circle, why this work is important. And this is a preventative thing. Now, some people, we have a lot of people who work for organizations that we respect and work with, who are people on the ground. When stuff happens, they're out. What we hope to do with this document and with this now expanded curriculum for action, we call it curriculum for action, is put people who attend our sessions, be they kids, young adults, or senior citizens, that they leave thinking about something that they heard that sticks with them, hopefully, as an action point that will prevent them from picking up a gun, picking up a knife, or getting into a physical fight, but at least to minimize their reactions to negative situations. And as I said, if somebody doesn't like Danielle, or if they don't like me, or don't like my friend Valerie, who's not with us anymore except in our hearts, that's okay. But we want you to like something that's in this document, because to be honest, I've had people say, who read it, they said, it's hard to find anything else to say. If you bring up the subjects, it's usually in here. The question is, how do we move it into action? So you had something to say, and then we're going to go.
Well, I was just saying that at one point we had youth come and sit around the table.
Absolutely.
So we took information from people that were actually affected by these issues.
Yeah.
So we didn't make this stuff up.
No.
Yeah, so as you had mentioned, the LGBTQ and whatever, those kind of people joined us when we were trying to write that part. But I was also wondering, you brought that to mind and asking, would we have sessions with parents? You know, you said, how do I talk with my children about these things?
Yeah, that's the point, getting people to do it. Because here's what this, when I sit here and listen to this table conversation, the way that I was raised is how I impacted with raising my children. The questions I wasn't asked, I asked my children. I was a teen mom. So from being a teen mom, I had to look at why I became a teen mom and how to prevent that with my daughters. How to prevent that with my sons from going out and making a teen mom. So I just looked at the way that I was raised, and things that I didn't like, took them out and changed it. But it starts at home. But parents don't know this because no one's teaching them this. And there's no manual for a teen mom. There's no book that says here's how to be a teen mom. There's no manual on how to be a parent, period.
That's why
This young lady has a passion about this, Sister Barb. And one of the presentations that you want to have is specifically to that question, is it not? You want to share what you want to do?
So what my dissertation was on was how to basically improve the quality and quantity of parent involvement within a violence prevention program. So I hear that. So it's very near and dear to my heart. Sorry, I had a brain fart. Like for example, as you know, we're working in these schools and we're seeing these students strive to be better. And, you know, we're exposing them to, instead of, you know, systemic pipelines to prison, we're creating like pipelines to education, pipelines to trade school, pipelines to mental health resources, you
that's
know.
what they need.
So while, you know, we may understand, you know, this is important and we may know what to do, at home, you know, these students may be first generation college goers, right? And parents don't know FAFSA deadlines and college, you know, tour deadlines and college application, or how to, you know, write an essay.
They don't know anything.
So I would love to, I just want to educate. I just want to teach. Like I ain't trying to tell, my pastor always says, I'm not trying to get you to think like me. I'm just trying to get you to think, right? And I want to host a mini summit each year, maybe like 3 to 4 workshops where parents of 10th, 11th, and 12th graders, single parents, single moms, are in a space, and we are providing, you know, some food, but we're just providing that knowledge on how to get your kids connected to school, how to, what are the deadlines. If you need help writing an essay, I did a whole dissertation, I'll help you in a minute. I love to write, you know, just helping them tap into the resources because they're there. Yeah, but they're there. Yeah. So just kind of, I don't know, providing resources and, like you said, continuous conversations.
Educating them.
And educating them.
Because they don't, that's what they need, that's what's missing. And when I, like I said, and I can say this because I've been there, I've walked, I got 5 kids, 35 to 12. You know, I'm a grandma, you know, so when I sit back and I see, like I said, like for me, I didn't finish high school, but that was my choice. But had somebody been there to guide me through, okay, that teacher was a bad teacher, that wasn't your fault, figure out how to move on. But because of me having a bad teacher who made me hate school, me quitting school, all my children have graduated from high school because of it. All my children have made it to college because of it. I took bad experiences and turned them into positive, and that's what we need. So when you say this, I'm going to tell you, because this is what we need, you know? So.
And one of the things that we want people to do, now we have all this, that was again created by the 300 people, but we also want you to share some of your personal thoughts and histories like Tiara Collins just did. You're not like wedded to every word, but this is a framework from which the conversation can occur. You know what I'm saying?
That was the goal.
That was the goal. I want you to do one more thing for us. So you get more of an idea, I'm serious, more of an idea, then we're gonna go to what people think they may want to do and why this is important. Could somebody name another area? One more.
I'm going to comment on
Go
what
ahead.
she said.
Okay.
She
You
said
want to say something about what she
said
just
10th,
mentioned?
11th, and 12th. I was going to say 9th too. Because I
Yeah,
have
What do you have?
in my family that are 14 and 15 having a baby, get pregnant.
Yeah.
And the problem is also that the mothers want to be friends to the kids. You know, then the mothers are teen mothers, then the kids are teen mothers, and it just keep going down.
Yeah, but that's not always the case.
No, but I'm
I
saying
know
in my
what you're
family
saying.
that I know that.
A lot of the-
And we
my
know
family.
it's an uncomfortable truth, you know,
Yeah.
within
They
our
want to be there,
culture.
but I'm saying this next generation under us. my
Oh, yeah, I
kids,
know, I agree with you on the friendship part.
The mothers want to
They-
be their friends.
they are.
Oh, do what you want to do, oh, express yourself and da-da-da, and tell grown-ups off.
With no
because,
controls.
You
With
know,
all.
you have a mind and
Is
you
that what you're
speak it
saying?
right.
No controls at all, is that your point?
No, they're giving them control like
I'm
they're
saying the kids
adults.
have no controls on them, is that your point?
Parents have
No,
no
no, the
control over
parents
them.
want to be their friend.
That's
So-
what
So the parents let them act like they're adults.
So
They're
then
not
the question
adults.
is how to change that pattern?
Yeah.
That's the question.
So those are actions.
Question is like that the parents know that this is your child, you could be their friend, but you gotta also be a mother.
So what Danielle is presenting in the future, those could be very powerful
Yeah, that's the thing
conferences
I'm
or
saying,
mini
that-
workshop with particularly the single parents.
And we
And all that conversation would take place in that setting. But right now, we want to get this structure out because we want to keep you all night. But somebody holler out another section. Come on.
I got it again.
Just look at the table of contents and holler out.
She said mental health.
Oh, you said mental health? Did you say mental
Yeah, I
health?
said mental health.
Okay,
That's
go
always
to,
important.
the book is,
Yes.
you go to the
Mental
front
health,
again.
for sure.
He really loves this book, y'all.
What's the number? What does it say?
Mental health, the role of mental health
He's
providers.
the main man.
What number is that?
23.
Number 23.
Why not?
They say like, come on down.
Mental health,
Listen up, man.
mental health services.
Mhm.
Mental health services are critical to addressing root causes of violence. Professionals must engage proactively in violence prevention efforts. Comprehensive mental health care reduces community violence.
Now, what if you would holler out some of the key strategies and then some of the questions that would come out of the dialogue? Let's give me, I just want you to have a better example, a better sense of how this is structured.
So,
And then we'll go to,
healthcare providers and university-based professionals must attend to the full range of interventions that may prevent violence and its mental health consequences. Some of the strategies that we could practice is affirm support for the Surgeon General's assertion that youth violence is a public health issue of utmost importance. And to kind of just follow up with this regarding supporting the Surgeon General's assertion that youth violence is a public health issue. The work that we do with Safe Passage, that is our approach. We frame violence as a disease because it meets all the criteria of it. And our job is to interrupt the transmission
and it
of
interrupts,
that
it,
disease.
it impacts people and
Yes.
infects people.
Yes.
It affects the atmosphere of the community.
Yes. So just as a fun fact, violence does check all the criteria as a disease.
Wow. Learn something new every day.
Again, we're giving you an example of a section.
Yes, yes. And
And the
well,
dialogue question.
that's the
Well, that's the copy.
yes, that's
Okay, mention that, mention that one. We'll go through. So anyway, so we have these, so the dialogue questions will come after. And again, if you're helping us present, you just look at, you don't read everything, but you just pull a couple out. You go to the questions that are dialogue oriented, you pull out the ones that you think would be pretty cool, and you go from there. So let's, you wanna go to 5 and you take it from there.
Oh, yeah. As an open conversation, I guess, and anybody can, yell out, well, I guess take our turns, which strategies resonate most with your work?
Well, just send that legal pad around, and if you have an interest area,
And I'm sorry, ma'am,
Please.
what's your name?
Rhonda.
Miss Rhonda.
Just take this, and if you see some area, put your name and put the area of interest that you have, or
That's what I-
areas of interest.
So before I started to write, I was just
So
gonna,
just, yeah, don't stop the legal
I'm
pad.
gonna list the topic, area,
That you have an interest.
areas of interest. That's gonna be the topic up top.
Yeah, oh, yeah, average of interest. Like,
You are, right?
okay.
Yes.
Go ahead, don't forget, we're
I try.
talking to everybody.
You talk about this.
But we're talking to everybody, so they can hear.
And don't, don't criticize my spelling.
Your spelling, we won't talk about it. Too bad.
Right.
Okay.
Wait till I leave.
So, you wanna share this?
No, I was just saying, Miss Rhonda, like, just based off of what you shared, and thank you for sharing. I can't tell you what to pick, but I would love to hear more about what you have to contribute to the role of the family, just based off of our, I guess, cultural traumas and things like that. Your perspective. I would love to.
Because you brought that up, and it says under B, where do you see yourself supporting schools or community peace summits? So you brought up something that's very sensitive
Yeah,
and
well, I
very
work with
powerful.
the
So
youth.
how would you interact with that
I
yourself?
work with the youth, at my church, and I used to be
Yeah.
the president of the Allegheny Union Baptist Association, and I work with the youth,
Okay.
and I still work with the youth at my church.
Yeah.
And so a lot of kids are drawn to me when we have vacation Bible school, I would teach the songs and stuff like that. And the kids are grown now, and they still come up to me, they remember that I treated them like a person.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Their feelings were valid, and they would be mean and angry, and they'd be like, how'd you get them to be so nice? How'd you get them to do that for you? Because I talked nice to them.
That's
and I
right.
understood what
You gotta
their
treat
problem
them,
was,
yeah.
So working with the youth, that's still to my heart too. I love working with the youth. And I have a lot of nieces and nephews that I brought through the church, and then once they
A
got.
little bit
teenage
louder, because we
age.
want to catch you on, we're going to have this.
Once they got a
on the
little
website.
older and got to that teenage
Yeah,
age and they start dating boys and stuff, then they pulled away from the church, pulled away from us, you know, they only hear them, could you cash out me $20, can you, you know, that's all you hear from them now.
oh my.
You know, so, and then my nephews, the ones that are very angry, you know, to be so young, they're just angry.
Right.
And they think it's cool to be, you know, in the game, cool to go out and shoot and rob and fight in school and all that.
There's a lot of work.
Try to talk to them, yeah.
And they gotta put that vacation Bible school back in all the neighborhoods.
They don't do it
'Cause
like they
I
used
grew
to.
up going to vacation Bible school, and that's what's missing. Yeah, that's what's missing. Church is missing in the
I
homes.
remember doing
That's
that
what's missing
myself.
in the homes is church. That's what's missing in most of the homes is church.
Yes.
Because when you went to church, you might, because I was in church, I've been in church my whole life. And when you think you wasn't listening, you was listening. And when you was out there doing stuff and thinking that you was gonna be doing something wrong, first thing I thought about was my godfather up on that pulpit telling me in the back of my head, you know you better get from off that corner because you ain't got no business being there. And I'd get my butt off that corner. So, and when I see my friends get ready to do something wrong, I'll be like, okay, I gotta go home because if I get caught, so that's what's missing.
Yeah, that is missing.
Yeah, church in the home.
But the parents don't make their kids come
They
to church
don't.
now.
Well,
That's
that-
why
that-
there's no youth in the church.
Absolutely,
The
absolutely.
parents
So,
won't make them
so
go.
what I want to do, because that's a whole conversation. Like I said, we don't want to take all the time on that subject. It's a great subject, but that's going to be in a workshop.
Yes.
So what I want you all to do, what we want you all to do is, looking at what we've shared, again, look at, we've exhausted our brains. We kept going back and say, what else, what else, what else, what else? You have something you want to say?
Well, the topic, of course, I think, well, I'll state, I'm originally from Philadelphia.
We won't talk about it. Now, they are the world champions, so we'll be happy with Philadelphia for having won the Super Bowl.
I mean, we all the same state.
That's right.
That's right, we still
It's a win for
PA.
the state.
It is fascinating where that's
Yeah.
it's always an issue. But go ahead, we want to share.
But I just want to say, like,
Thanks for being with us.
I've been, you know, prior to becoming a full-time organizer,
I'm just following.
I worked in social services, and I've worked in many facets of work in this. I also attended Penn State for behavioral health science,
Behavioral health,
and
yeah.
so I can pretty much be drawn into any area that y'all need me, and like I'm very flexible in that way.
How are you?
And so
Yes, she
whatever
is.
y'all need, but I also, you know, just putting the emphasis on my role. So, Dr. King, I mentioned before you came in, my name is Brittany Smalls. I was Black Borders Mayor. I'm the Western PA Lead Regional Organizer. And so, you know, immediately drawn to civic engagement because my work can enhance that program and support even like with tangible resources to support the initiative as well.
We also want to, when we have our summits, is to make sure people have the opportunity to get registered up, just quickly to get that handled so we can build that into the system.
But I really am,
Yeah.
like, that public health piece, like, stands out to me, but I really am interested in having even the perpetrator
I feel like,
Come on.
and
involved.
you can
Yes,
correct me if I'm wrong, like, do we want to limit people to one or like?
No.
Yeah,
Yeah,
We said put down the areas of interest.
I picked a bunch of
Areas with an S.
I put the S
Yeah.
in.
Areas of
That's the
interest.
bunch
So
of
it don't have to be one, it could be three or
I'm
five.
gonna give y'all this.
I think
I stopped because I was getting carried away.
We were getting
Yeah.
excited.
You know, you're the expert in that.
We like
yeah,
excited.
no, I'm saying, like, in terms of,
Yeah.
I know we talk about, like, victim,
Yes.
but I think the perpetrator should be, because when you find and take a deeper dive, they're victimized
They
themselves.
victimize themselves, yeah.
And so really just taking, I don't know if there is like research or
Right.
data analytics that have been taking place,
Yeah.
yes,
There
that
is.
targeted in these areas
There
because I mean, I've had conversations with young people. I work with them often because of the work that I do from college campuses down, and the violence is actually moving on to, they used to be our safe haven, like we would leave out our hoods and
And
go
do
when we
what?
went away to school.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
And it's
Like
there
that was
now.
the safe
It's not even
like
safe
that.
haven.
You know, but no, it's trickling. Like the
Yeah.
kids the YNs are on the campuses now,
Yeah.
Yep.
going to college.
Yeah.
And so
They
it's
are.
a different time that we in.
Yeah.
And a lot, having a conversation with them, it's not even looked at as violence. Like, at least back then when we was coming up, I'm 39, you know, violence was what it was. It was violence. But it's literally like a game to them. So it's kind of scary because it's like, if somebody don't even look at it as something harm,
Right.
then they don't have any moral compass
Yeah.
to not want to prevent it.
Right.
So we are not dissecting. This is a beast that it's not going to be just like, oh, do right, be good, be like.
Right.
This is like some psychological warfare that's impacting these people that engage in violence.
Yeah, but
And the drugs is not making it no better.
No. Just so you know, we have had some sessions with the SIS program, Youth Intensive Supervision Program. As you know, all those kids have had some interaction with the law. And we will be continuing those conversations. You may want to get involved with us because these are kids who are performing some of the negative acts.
It's not just kids, it's the parents.
It's the parents too.
Well, I'm talking about the SIS program of kids.
Oh, okay, yeah.
They may be impacted by
Yes.
adults who have not grown up as
Yes.
yet.
But you know what's
But
interesting?
go ahead.
When we did our summit,
Yeah.
just to kind of speak to that,
Yeah.
we were talking to the kids and we played a game with them.
Yeah.
And we said, on like just anonymously, write on a post-it, what are you tired of people posting?
Yes,
So
that was it.
yeah, we had
That was in one of our
on
summits.
social media, and these
Yeah.
were. I'm talking about. We had all of the students, and at the time we were present at Arlington, so we had middle schoolers.
Mm-hmm.
All across the board, the responses were very, very similar. There were trends. And every every school posted on the board they wished that parents would be parents.
That came up.
Wow.
And
That
these
was
are the
heavy.
kids
Yeah.
who were saying it. They're like,
I mean, that
we're
was heavy
working
to
on-
us. I
Yeah,
mean, the
they-
kids were saying.
We're
Because they
like,
want
They
their,
want parents
they
to be
want their
parents.
parents. Kids want
That
their
was deep.
parents.
so as we're
They
doing
do.
this work, it's
And that
call
speaks
it-
to what she.
Yes.
Well,
They
I was
want
just
their
saying.
parents.
But
They don't want the friends.
it also speaks to what's needed. These kids need their parents.
They
want
need
their
their
parents.
parents.
You know what I
We
mean?
on social media, we see what we
Wow.
Yeah.
see. It's the parent, like we talk about the bullying that happened, most of it
The
be
parents
adults.
be even adults. They be
Bullying.
the adults. When there's a
and
confrontation on the street,
antagonizing
who
people
shows
on
up?
social
Right.
media.
When there's a confrontation on the street with kids, who show up? The parents. With what? Fighting and blazing. That's what it is.
One of the things that's in this book, and some time ago I was speaking to a group of Slippery Rock students, it was a few years ago. In my, I was just told by someone close to me that someone, an adult child of someone who I knew, was passed over because what was on social media.
Because they look at that. They
And some
pull
of
your-
these employers actually go and look,
They know some of
What's
all of
up?
them.
and that person wasn't even considered.
All of them.
So this is all, this is in the book.
Yeah.
This is, all that kind of stuff is what we need to talk and bring to life.
So I'm taking
And
a
you're helping to
social,
bring it to life.
I'm taking a social justice class right now. And this is this is what my
Aren't
teacher
you
told me.
somebody?
Yeah. My teacher said to me,
Keep going, girl.
my teacher said to me, and there's like 40 of us online taking this class. It said, we want you to go online and Google yourself.
That's
Is
it.
there anything on there that you would be ashamed of?
That's right.
Because we don't care if it happened 20 years ago. Will it come back and affect your job, affect your life, affect your job, your gap? Because if you work for the government, they can fire you for anything you do on the streets. And I know this because I work for the government.
Yeah, that's true.
If you work in the hospital, what happens outside affects inside. So I was like sitting there thinking like, I said, okay. I said, do I really have anything on there I'm really worried about?
Yes.
And I'm thinking, what did you do? You know, because it makes you think. Because people don't think until you're taught to think or asked to think. And when I thought about it, I was like, nah, I'm cool. So he said, Google yourself even though. So I Googled myself. And when I Googled myself, it was nothing bad, but I was just amazed at all the stuff that was on there. I'm like, wow, okay. I'm on social media. And I'm on there because of what I do. But I didn't realize how much information it had on me. it knew I was for the VA hospital, so it knew I was a government employee.
Would you read page 65 in the third summary point down? What does it say?
Be aware of any personal information posted on the internet. On the internet is there forever. Be cautious when doing uploads or posting blogs, videos, pictures, and or statuses, etc. on the internet. Refrain from putting personal information on the internet, which may be harmful to one's future. Google yourself, research the internet to find out what exists with regards to one's personal information or history.
This is deep stuff.
Do not use webcams to record and then post acts of activities for which permission has not been granted, particularly those acts of activities which are obviously private and or sensitive.
Here, this lady has to go, but I wanted you to do an example of
It's the truth.
almost everything you think of. I wasn't kidding. It's somewhere in this book. Because we took all these years to write it with 300 plus people, so thank
But it's the
you
truth.
for your example. Now, what do you want to share as we wind up with all this?
So,
Is everybody sending that book around?
Yeah, it's
Again, you can have
yes,
more than one
yes.
area of interest. Thank you, David, for coming.
and everyone who is here received the email and everything. Do I need to add? Okay. I will be in touch with everyone because I would like another session for us to sit and talk. I think these, and maybe like a goal planning like session.
Darn.
Yeah, what'd you say?
Okay.
Oh, no, that's fine.
What do you say?
I said, darn.
Because I'm just, I'm looking forward to hearing about you all's experience and just your perspective and, how we can work together. I love planning sessions, like community planning sessions. They're very near and dear to my heart. So, yeah, I want to know what everyone wants to do. So if we can, of course, I don't want to, inconvenience anyone. So I'll definitely ask everyone what's a convenient day or time that we can all get together within the next few weeks.
This is what I'd like to ask HP as she prepares to leave. I want you all to have this in your mind and your heart. Why is this work important? To turn around what has been going on, what initiated this thing when we were shooting each other like crazy, that initiated in February 8th, 2008 to start this, and what led to this. But in your own words, in your own way, why is this work important? And again, this document is preventative. We want to get these conversations going so that people in the audience will remember something. And when something happens that's negative, they won't go to the gun, they won't go to the knife, they won't go to the fight. They'll go to hopefully mediation or find somebody or go sit down and say, I need to. My minister on Sunday said, sometimes he needs to go walk. So I'm saying, so whatever works.
Yeah.
So can whoever, just brief.
These
just
concerns,
brief why this is important.
these concerns affect not only the here and now today, but the future as well.
Absolutely.
So the sooner, what is that, the action step, or
Yeah.
the sooner we get
Curriculum for
to
action.
the action
Just,
steps.
Okay, you just mentioned.
Let him finish.
Pastor Nate.
Let him finish.
Yeah, I just feel as if, the sooner we get to the resolution
Definitely.
stages, because we have areas of concern. The sooner we get to those stages, the plan
Yeah.
to initiate, activate,
Yeah.
promote, encourage, positive change.
Right.
This is so critical, we probably had to build it while we flying.
What were we saying, Brittany?
Exactly.
What?
And there's a lot
I said, this is such a critical issue, we might have to build it while we flying the plane.
That's all right.
Learn as we go.
Yep.
Yeah,
But we at least have a manual
yeah,
Absolutely.
to go by.
yeah.
Well, that might-
And HP, what do you want to share? Why are you here? Why is this important? Just a brief comment from everybody.
This is important to me because I look at all the meetings that we've done had with
Sure.
CIR and
That's our corporate equity inclusion roundtable for those who don't know. Go ahead.
The Coalition Against Violence thing.
Right.
But right now, the three ladies that I see right here, I see something getting ready to jump off. Now, I look at how long we done had this book and how
Right.
long we've been pursuing and
Right.
being active. I say today was the first time that, like, results are starting to happen, okay? And we're getting ready to step in the game. Although you've been in the schools with her and things of that nature,
We're going
but I
back.
see something getting ready to turn the page to look forward. okay?
You're optimistic. Rhonda, what do you have to share?
Well, I wanted to say because it's
Just a brief
important
point.
because the children are our future.
That's right.
Put that
First
down.
of all. Secondly, reaching out to just the schools.
Whitney Houston.
We need to get to the jails, the schools, the churches, and the homes. So the kids that are in jail, you know, even juvenile court or whatever.
Yep.
You know, with the school year just starting, if we have some kind of way that we could get in there and they just have a meeting in the auditorium for the kids. Just something brief little points and, you know, if you talk their language, then they'll catch it, something will click, you know. So that's why I said it's important to get them now because we need them to vote and get us a good president in.
Tavion, what do you have to say? You want to say something?
You've been on this.
Go ahead, Dave, Tavion. Why are you here? Why is this important?
I'm here because you asked me to come.
That's honest.
Everybody twisted
What
your
did you
arm.
say? I missed what you said.
He said he's here because you told him to.
Okay. Now,
Is there some more waters here? Any more?
look in the refrigerator. We need to, somebody remind me we need to bring more water in this place.
Okay.
Seriously.
And,
Tim, we
I'm
need to
going
bring
real
more
quick.
water in this.
I'm going to
Remind.
email everybody the spreadsheet that
That's
has
your
everybody's name, their contact information, so that we could all stay connected, and also everybody's areas of interest.
Right.
I'll be sending y'all email asking y'all what the next time is convenient for everyone, and yeah, get a planning session
Are
talking
you
about.
familiar with Doodle?
Doodle?
Is that the
The doodle poll for meetings?
Mhm.
You ever done that?
No, but I can learn.
Oh, it's free. Like you
Okay.
just, yeah.
Oh, perfect. I love
You
free
just send out the
stuff.
poll.
But on a serious note,
Thank you.
Now,
But on the serious
we got Tavion has
Yeah.
some passion to share.
We got something
with
to
the
say
group.
about.
Sorry, take
no, but on a serious note, I'm here because I was involved in a lot of this. I grew up in Larmer Avenue and
Oh, cool.
affiliated with the law and the RICO Acts. I was a young buck coming up. I was affiliated with it. Did certain things and moved out of there. My mom and dad split, divorced. So I can see how that affected me. My mom used to cry to me to sleep or whatnot. So she created something in me where I became very, very overprotective of women.
Overprotected.
Overprotected. And to a fault where I ran some folks off. You know what I'm
Oh, really?
saying? So it affects kids because we resonate and we have trust issues sometimes.
Yeah.
Not necessarily around ourselves, but around our loved ones.
Yeah.
Wow.
And certain things like that. So I'm here for a lot of reasons, but the Larmer gang affiliation, one with the RICO acts and the murder, and more so the drug, 2025 to life that a lot of the OGs and the homies got that they didn't deserve, that their white counterparts wouldn't. And then my mom and dad splitting, and then me going through my own thing with my own kids and their moms and my own decisions with having one night stands and different things like that, and what came about with that, you know what I mean? So I got a lot to share, you know, and open up. I'm very transparent, very organic, very straight to the point.
Conversations we need, yeah.
Yeah.
I will say with
Appreciate that.
having access and working in the schools, we do, the principals have been so amazing in providing
Support.
that space
Important.
for us, yes, to have these conversations. So, yeah, and these conversations with our kids falls under our fourth pillar about providing identities, because it's like, hey.
And just one more little thing.
Yeah.
I appreciate what you said too. Also our involvement with civic engagement as well, and different government entities where I was on a slay debate with a lot of the judges and helped them get elected, helped Gainey out and things like that. Got involved with Nat in 36th District of Jessica Benham, poll watch and things like that. Then we got involved with the Allegheny Committee and things like that. Then NAACP came along. I don't like politics. I just got to get the gab, and when it stirs me up, I say something. Yeah, but if you're addressing it, that's why you hear me so quiet over here, and it's probably like, oh, this guy says a lot elsewhere, but No, I listen and I study, and I'm humble enough to give you the floor where I want to learn how you all do things and things like that. Then I can come in and see how I can be an asset to the collective. And
One of
things
the
like
things-
that.
Tim, when I asked you, I'm sorry,
Oh,
when I
yeah,
asked
go
you
ahead.
I asked you to come back another,
I'm sorry. I
because
apologize.
you just still, I mean, you
No,
shut me
I'm
up.
sorry. I'm sorry. Hey, always lead with the truth and yourself.
One of the things we talk about on our B-PEP calls, which is represented in this room, for the most part, we're pushing intergenerational leadership.
Yeah.
Everybody can't be Haiti, everybody can't be something, but the mix, like there's a reason why years ago I went to my son when he was 16 or 17, Marcus, what I do with his phone, you know what I'm saying? Because we all have wisdom at the different ages
Different ages,
in
yeah.
which we find ourselves. So we can all benefit from that. And we've been pushing that for B-PEP, and we believe it, and I don't want it to be just a conversation, I want it to be a reality, because we all can put into how do we move this thing? How do we move the community? Will, what do you have to say? Why are you here? Why do you
I
want,
wanted to say
other
one
than,
more thing.
you want to say, I told you something? No, seriously, what?
But I wanted to say one thing, also as far as getting the information out, that we also should go to the grade schools, because that's where the teenage moms are. Like if we could get flyers for them to hand out to the kids, you know how much money, but the information gotta go somewhere for them to bring it home to their parents, and the parents will come out.
I'll be honest with you, one of our problems is bandwidth. Because there's a lot bandwidth. How much can we do? We're basically dealing with teenagers up, middle school up. However, the superintendent has agreed to send, I don't have it in front of us, our directory of community services. He's sharing with every principal, every vice principal, every counselor in the whole system. These are services that have been identified by our group, and Lois Tony McClendon put that together as well as she had this document. What do you want to say? Because we're getting ready to go. And Sister Barb, while you're here. And David, come on. Just a quick sentence.
He just threw it
You
all
want
out.
to sit with that for a minute?
You want me to talk about it?
Hey, well, what you got to say? Well, always got something to
Take
say.
a 32 seconds. Go ahead, share why you're here.
So, you know, I'm here, you know, like you said, I'm a product of the community, right? And I come from, you know, a community where, like she said, I went to Bible school, making Bible study and all that stuff. And the structure of the community is broken, so I try to use the connection and stuff that I have to actually move things forward. And I try to be preventative in everything that I do. So I'm trying to stay ahead of, you know, so our community is, most of the time we're left behind the 8 months, right? We're reactionary, like Tim said. There's a lot of organizations that show up when problems happen, but there are very few that work to prevent the problem from ever happening. And to give kids exits, because the system is designed to put our children in jail in 3rd grade.
Yep.
Right, their structure is, by the 3rd grade, I will be able to tell whether this child is going to end up in
Right.
prison or is going to end up on a productive path. We cannot wait until our children get to the 9th, 10th, 11th grade to prepare them for life situations. So it's the same thing like he said, I grew up in a home where my mom was married 9 times, not
Oh my goodness.
figuratively, literally. So I had 9 different stepfathers
Yeah.
on top of boyfriends in my life. Right, and not one of them was a good, positive male. So that's what I turned my life into, doing things that I've never had, because I've never had a positive male in my life. My father left when I was 6 months old. Moved back to DC, never came back to Pittsburgh. I mean, never. Like I was in the hospital. You know, I had a cornea laceration when I was 6 years old and died. Right, and my father never came back to Pittsburgh. He came to my graduation. By that time, it was like way too late because I was already set in my ways as a man. So my whole thing is to prevent people from going through the things that I went through, and to use the connection that I have and I've built over these years to make sure that our community gets the resources that they need so that we can, you know, stop this, because we're being, you know, you think you're being gentrified out your community. No, you're just being gentrified out of the world. Because we're the greatest threat to this country. And they're doing everything they can on every level. Like Donald Trump isn't doing nothing new. Donald Trump is just not hiding it.
He's not.
He's not doing anything that was not planned before he got into office,
That's right.
before any of that.
That's
All
right.
he's doing is telling you
That
what
he's doing it.
and being straight up with you, so
Yeah.
you should thank him for that,
Yeah.
right? Despite all the craziness, at least he's showing you
Yeah,
what
he's
he's
straight
doing.
up.
Every other person is not. They've just done it behind your back, to continue the cycle where we are where we are today. So,
Sister Barb, why are you here and what do you want to see happen?
Can I add one more thing though, before or
Pretty quickly,
after
please.
Mr.
All right?
Just a question, what category would peer influence of violence fall under? Which category?
I would say,
Anti-bullying would be one, because sometimes they just emulate each other. Internet,
or internet and social media.
yeah, because they emulate each other.
Because some people come from immaculate homes and still end up on death row.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy stuff.
Well,
Good.
but those homes are
Sister
immaculate because
Give
they're
us,
not there.
I want to respect the time.
Amen, sister.
We say we'd be out about 7:30, so come on. Sister
Well, when
Barb.
I was growing up, I was bullied. And so out of that experience, you know, you have a choice. You always have a choice. So you either choose to be as you've been treated or you do the opposite. And I've done the opposite.
Good for you.
So my whole life has been dedicated to standing in solidarity with people that are marginalized, oppressed, and so forth and so on. You know that as religious, we take the 3 traditional vows. I have a personal 4th vow of nonviolence. So I look at every element of violence in myself and around myself. And this is not the only organization that I work to try to eliminate violence, quite a few.
And tell them what you're doing on Friday mornings.
Friday mornings,
As an example of what you just said.
yeah, Friday mornings, we're standing outside of the ICE office, 3000 Sydney Street in the south side, and we pray.
Oh,
We're
that's
not,
beautiful.
we're not trying to get, it's not civil disobedience, we're not trying to get arrested.
Every Friday?
Every Friday from
Friday.
8 to 10 in the morning, so
Okay.
please come.
Yes.
Please come. And we pray for the people that, this is a temporary place, so
Right.
when they pick them up, they're only there for a short time, and then they
Right.
put them in vans, and then they take them to central Pennsylvania.
That's
So
great.
and just for the record, there are several types of violence. And what's happening in this country to people, that's a sense of violence as far as I'm concerned.
Be human.
It's reprehensible. It's not what this country is supposed to be. So that's the sense there's a lot of different types of violence. Matter of fact, when she has the summits in the schools, one of the things she asked for is the definition of violence. But go ahead, because we need to get out. Did you finish your definition, Cash, didn't you? David?
Yes. I'm here,
I forget.
of course, I've been with B-PEP for over 2 decades. I am in the process as a candidate for city council, which if I win is a position where I can carry forward a lot of these messages and needs. One of the things that I'm doing as a candidate and would continue afterwards is setting up a community advisory team in which people can bring in any issues such as this, and we get committees working on them to carry forward the things that the city can be doing. One of the things that I would like to look at, and I've mentioned this with Wilkinsburg, where we're also trying to do this, working at both ends.
Yeah, I got it.
Mine's District 2 out in the west end,
Right.
and then there, I've been working at both ends here, is looking at the Harlem Children's Zones. Not the same as the Homewood Children's Zones.
Okay.
Much different situation there. You're talking about where they prenatally track kids. They get with the mothers, give them the prenatal assistance, they have parent training, they follow them all the way through college.
Wow.
And they don't just, when they started it, they said, well, we could do a block of so many kids, but that's not gonna be but a drop. Let's do the whole community. So they drew a line around the whole community, and they even stalk somebody if they think they're pregnant, until they can get them signed up for baby school.
Right.
And give them all the support they need.
Right.
And it's been phenomenal. I'm a judge of elections, one of my team is the founder of the city high school down on Stanwyck Street, where they have a lot of African-American kids there that are doing real well because it's different than the way they
Different
do it
environment.
in the city schools. But Rick Wertheimer, one of the two or three founders of that, who's on my team, I just spoke with him yesterday, earlier today, I forget which, about being a resource on education, but also about the Harlem Children's Zone, which he said he studied a lot of and tries to use with their process. So those are some things that I can bring to the table. Actually, I hope you can bring to the table back, especially if you have people in District 2 out in there, but you don't have to be in District 2 to participate with the community advisory team. Rick's coming from out in Oakland, all these different people. It's a process that's based on what B-PEP and Open Pittsburgh worked together on nearly a decade ago for the Open Government Amendment. Actually worked on another decade before that. So we had a decade we were working on it, we put it on the ballot till it got pulled at the last minute by a corrupt judge. But anyhow, those are some of the things. That's why I'm here, and that's why I need you guys to be involved too, and I will be happy to give you. I didn't bring the information, I had printed up all sorts of stuff on the community advisory team, but I'll be happy to email
concept,
you
okay.
PDF of it, right forward and everything.
All right, and just to say, now, do you want to say anything? While you're here? No, I think so. Okay, I just wanted to mention that our co-convener, Valerie Dixon, when her son died on, I think it was June 21st, June 25th, 2001, and we met soon thereafter, she created a commitment in her life to take Robbie, her son, her 22-year-old son, her only son, as an incentive to change the environment in Pittsburgh and in the region, and spent the rest of her life in anti-violence work. The Center for Victims, she created the PACT initiative, Prevent Another Crime Today. We saw some of the billboards where people were trying to find those who had committed the crimes, and of course she was vice chair of B-PEP and co-convener of the Coalition Against Violence. Well, she did not have to go in that direction. She could have been very angry. Her son shot him in his eyes on the ground. And at her age, she wasn't going to have another child. But there were moments when I would look in her eyes years later, and I'd say, you have one of those moments. Because we have to remember, when someone is killed, their parents, their grandparents, their loved ones, in your case, someone you were involved with years ago, you don't forget that. It stays with you. And then those who are the perpetrators, their lives will never be the same, nor the lives of the family members. So it is, that's where it becomes a disease, because it infects our minds, it infects our communities, it infects sometimes our feeling of safety. Okay, so we have work to do, and thank you all for being here. Any final comments from Danielle?
I really appreciate all the work y'all do in the community. I really do.
We appreciate you going all the while, being a representative in our.
This, I
Going all
tell
the way.
everybody, this degree was not for me. It was for lack of better words, the hood.
I know that's right.
This is everybody's passport. We all riding on this.
Everybody gonna stay with us now? We need you.
No, I'm out.
Gonna stay
Take
with
care.
us?
Thank you.
You're bad. Thank you. Oh, yeah. That's right. That's right.
To be continued. I'm
Yeah,
excited.
we'll come back at you. Thank you all for being willing to stay and be involved.
Anything else you want to say?
Take care. No, just, if you want to get involved with us, the generic number is 212-877. We always have it. Listen, I want to tell folks listening, if you're watching, we laugh and joke a lot in our work, but we get work done. We get very serious work done. And I was blessed to have personally, my parents both had a sense of humor. I try to spread that, and the folks around me have a bit of that. So we're going to get work done. Call us at 212-8775, that's 412-212-8775. Or you can email us at bpep.pittsburgh spelled out at gmail.com. That's B without the hyphen, bpep.pittsburgh@gmail.com. So we'll hope to see you again. We'll be getting back to you. Thanks so much. Thanks, Rico. Take care. Good night.